Hello artists, how are you today? Stephanie Aune coming to you from the banks of the Trinity River here in Six Rivers National Forest near Willow Creek, California. I just finished up making the ATC cards for the exchange, and here is the video for that. But first, let me just run through what I've done. So these basically look to me like kind of a mosaic tile, and ATC cards are generally not double-sided like this, so you do not have to do two sides. Just the first side was so beautiful that I couldn't put an image over the top of it. Do you see why? I mean, wow. So these are all images that were included with the travel images. Alphonse Mucha is this guy here, and I believe this is a Toulouse-Lautrec. This one might be also, I can't remember offhand, I think it is. This is another, well, this is a view of Paris, and I'll actually be staying within a few blocks of this image. I mean, look at how cool the detail is on this, and this is with the texture paste here. I didn't know that they were going to turn out so cool. I really, truly didn't. I was a little bit scared in the middle of the process, going, oh my god, what have I done? I also made a 20-minute texture paste, and that texture paste will be another video. Hopefully in the next 2 weeks or so, you'll get that video. Just use whatever you have around, and just know too, on my texture paste, I'm going to change the color a little bit. I'm going to make it a golder or copper-y color. That's just a visit France. I love these images, and I really love how the cards turned out themselves. I think they are just gorgeous. Like, wow, I'm gonna make this background again. I will be doing this process again. I will try to see if this stencil is still available. I will put it in the Amazon links. We use gesso, we use acrylic paint, we use ink pads. All of it is permanent. A little Stabilo around all of the images, of course. So that's how they've turned out. I will be trying to mail them out within the next day or two. Please don't forget that the drawing for the... Where did she go? Gosh. For the Aislinn Mina, I have to remember what I decided to call her. The drawing will happen for the Patreon members on the 20th, so you basically have really good odds of winning this amazing piece of art. Now, in the back, she did turn out like that, but I don't want to damage somebody's walls, so I'm not going to actually paint that back piece. But she did get a very pretty ribbon, kind of a vintage-looking purple piece of cotton. That whole video series, there is a 2-part video that's up on Patreon currently. You got that. I think you got the second one yesterday. I'm not really sure. I can't keep track of things right now. It is March 18th, and I'm just trying to get as much done before my trip as possible. Patreons also, any new Patreon will be getting a piccolarte. Piccolarte? I'm so bad at pronouncing things. A piece of small art. Now, I did make extra, and so these are the full-size tiles that I cut out the ATC cards out of. So somewhere down the road, I will end up making these into an actual piece of art. I think I'm going to put it on one of these small canvas panels. These are 4x6, see, like that, and do something cool with it. Whenever somebody joins Patreon, they do get a piece of small art from me, and you are included in the drawing that we have every month on one of the pieces of art that we do on the channel. Okay guys, I've got 50 billion things on my brain. I've got so much to do. I do hope that you enjoy this, and I hope I can get this up today. Might not be till tomorrow. I am going to try to mail these out in the next couple days. Kathy, I will try to get your prize out to you for the subscriber drive. I'm going to try to get that out today. I believe I still have your address. I might have to send you a quick message. So, all right. Everybody have a great day. Love you bunches. Mwah. Bye. Hello, artists. How are you today? So these are the 2 remaining pieces that I had left over from the Valentine's ATC Exchange that I made. This is 12 by 12 regular scrapbook paper. I took the white side and I glued down all sorts of base layer ephemera. So, you know, you don't have to do anything super fancy. It doesn't have to be chipboard. It doesn't have to be anything. You just have to have something that's going to be, you know, stiff enough that will be able to hold up. I love this paper. This is gorgeous. So that's my back side. And of course, this will probably get some sort of something on it because you know me. Nothing ever is just one-sided. This is my brand new texture paste that I just made, and I will be posting a video on that coming up here. I think I'm going to schedule it while I'm gone. Wait. 2, 3. I was going to be able to get 4 across and 3 down. So I could get 12, but this is only going to give me 9. So I'm just going to do this a little bit differently last time. You know, I was able to get 12 to a sheet. So I want to use this cool stencil though. And so I'm only going to do 9 to a sheet to use this stencil. And that's okay. I'm going to make some picolate with the other sheet. I think we have 9 people in the ATC Exchange this time. I hope you guys do feel free to join in the future. The first one was great fun. And 9 makes it much more manageable, of course. But, guys, absolutely do get yourself one of these silicone brushes. I have it down in the comments. I will check and see if that's the best price for one on the Amazon list. Please, please, please. It's a great tool. One that you will not regret having whatsoever. Now, I'm not looking for a ton of height on this. And I don't know if people generally do stencil on these like this. It's just something I like to do. You know, there's the only rules with ATC is that it's 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches. Other than that, you can do whatever you want. You can use whatever techniques. You can use, you know, however you want to make it. This is nice, sticky texture paste. Hopefully it dries quickly. That is my goal. That's why I made it as thick as I did. And it is super easy to make. I mean, it took me 20 minutes, and that was with a lot of extra fussing, of course, because I wanted to make sure that it was the consistency that I wanted. Now, my picolate from this last time will be different, you know. And those are the gifts for the Patreon members for new sign-up. Anybody who signs up with me on Patreon does get a piece of art from me. As a thank you, you know. Patreon's had 5 videos today, or this month. Just got the last one today. And we will be doing the drawing, because not only do you get a piece of art when you sign up, but you also get a drawing for art that I've made during the month for Patreon. So, we're going to go with that. A little more sloppy stencil paste, huh? Oh, it's really beautiful. A lot of texture to them. Oh, it's birthday. But, you know, texture is what makes the world go round, right? I love these 12 by 12 stencils. They work perfect with this, with scrapbook paper. They also work great for the jelly press, deli sheet jelly press process. All right, go wash your tools immediately. Immediately. Don't let one fall into the other. Looking for the lid. I need the lid. It doesn't dry out anymore. Okay, I'm gonna go wash and let this dry. I will be back soon. Bye. Ozzy, quit eating the deck. Yes, my dog is eating the deck. So while this is still just a touch bit wet, I'm just going to go through and kind of knock down. I can do this with sandpaper, of course, too, but it's actually pretty hard on the work itself if you're having to take sandpaper to it, when you could just kind of pat it down here. I don't want to tear up the paper too much. So just kind of taking down those edges. My hand is just a little bit damp. I just went and washed everything off. So now would actually be the time to clean up any edges that you would want to. I don't mind that right there. But you could go in with a palette knife and scrape it off, scrape it clean. This one's actually a very cool pattern right there. As is this one. So I'll have to cut this down to, 2.5 by 3.5 inch squares. But the second one, I'm going to leave, I don't know if I said that, I think I said it, as 3 inch by 3 inch squares for the pickle latte art. I think I need to make 9 ATCs, but hopefully somebody else has joined in. Kat's gonna post all the rules and she's gonna give you all the names. So you guys need to make sure that you reach out and contact each other to get the addresses. It's a way for you to get to know your neighbor, and also to be responsible for your own deal. We're all adults here, so and it's also Kat will be getting your address for me for my list, but we don't want to share everybody's address on a master list in Facebook. Some people have privacy issues with that, although there's not much people can do with just your address, but there's nothing people can do with just your address. I'm sure they don't want to stalk you, but I know people have a weird thing about that. So everybody reaches out and contacts their own partner, and then be sure to let your partner know when you have received a card, and post on Facebook the picture of the card. I think that would be very cool. I don't think we need to wait till Valentine's till I get back, like we did last time. I think as soon as you get your cards, go ahead and post them. I think that would be wonderful. Okay, they're not all the way taken down. They're just taken down just a touch so that I can work with it a little bit easier. And I'm going to let this dry for a little bit longer, and then I will come back. Alright, there's my new texture piece. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Alright guys, Have a great day. Bye. Okay, so here's where we are at. I did go ahead and sand it down a little bit more, added a little bit of Stabilo in the cracks, and then sanded it down to bring up the lightness here. I can always go through and do a little highlight up top. Although here the highlight looks so good because it's in the crevices. Crevasse. I'll just mix it up here a little bit though. I like highlighting it just a touch. I'm not trying to do a ton of it. Right in there. All right, so we have this guy here. It's already been edged first time with the green. I'm just going to do a quick second edge with the red. Contrasting color. It's not black, it's not making it dark. This is giving it a variation. And it's opposite on the color wheel. This is a very green blue. It's not completely opposite on the color wheel, but it's close. Decide what side I want up. Decide what image I want to put on here. So these are all of the, not all of them. These are quite a few of the images that I included in the Patreon, the smaller images here. And some of you had some great ideas about making a travel journal. And with all the images that you were provided with, I think that would be incredible. Now, I know I'm supposed to leave a spot on here that says, I fussy cutted some of these, that, you know, this is Alphonse Mucha. We're going to put the gesso away so we don't mix it up, because that would suck. I need to redo that jar of goodies too. I need to find a paintbrush. I don't want my biggest paintbrush here. I want a medium-sized paintbrush. This one isn't bad. Probably a little big, but it's okay. So everything that we've used on here is permanent, except for a little bit of the Stabilo on the other side. Place her where you want her to go. You know, I like to do double-sided just because to me it's like a playing card, so more than a one-sided card. ATCs are just one-sided, guys. You don't have to do both sides, but I really wanted to do something extra special, and since that front turned out like that, I don't want to cover it up. She's so cool. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and edge real fast again. I'm going to edge with the green first. Bring it a little bit further in. This is archival ink. These are the mini permanent pads, permanent ink pads Tim Holtz was making them sound like they're brand new, but maybe his colors are new. This was the, I can't remember, they were with somebody else's color line. Maybe Dana Wakely or something like that. So I think his color line is coming out new, but they do have these in all sorts of different colors. You get like a 3 or 4 pack for 11 bucks. And just buy a pack that has different colors in it that you think that you will use. I sometimes like to not use brown and black because it just doesn't give you the depth that a varying color will give you. And look at the interest that that created right off the bat. Super beautiful. Just running my fingers along it to kind of blend it in a little bit. Love the card itself. That's definitely the down bottom. Very happy with that. Let's see here. I don't really know what the thing is here in the background, so I'm going to bring in a different one. I'm going to put her off to the side so then I can put the Messy Hand Band of Artists on there and sign my name and probably put a date on it. Just cutting the edges super quick. I did not super exact cut these images out. I just didn't think that they needed to be super exact, so. Some of them I did, don't get me wrong. You know me, I'm going to make it be as good as I can. And if I felt that the cattywampousness added interest to it, then I went with that. If I felt it needed a straight edge, I went with the straight edge. How do you decide that? It's personal aesthetic. And how gorgeous is that? With an Alphonse Mucha image, you know, it's just going to be amazing no matter what. This is Paris. This is where I will be staying very close to here. Montremur, how we say it. It's the where all the artists hung out, the Impressionists. I can't wait to see it. It was initially a village outside of Paris, and now, of course, Paris has grown around it. Okay, that's beautiful. Let's pull this here just real quick over the top. Just bring a little bit more of that edge in there. There we go. It's minute changes. There and there. Yeah, I am looking forward to being there. In about a week. Oh my gosh. See, this one I made exact. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay, so I'm just going to work on these and just do that 10 more times. Okay, guys, we'll chat soon.